I'm David Nett. I created Gold, and I'm the executive producer and an actor and other stuff.
I'm Andrew Deutsch. I'm also one of the co-executive producers.
You're the co-executive producer.
Or your wife. She's around.
She's a producer, though. You're the executive.
All right, I trumped the wife. And also, I help David write here and there, but I mean, he writes most of it. I just kind of do cleanup work here and there. But I do directing on a lot of the episodes, and I sort of edited a couple of the episodes as well.
All right. Character sheets out. Dice ready.
The reason that I wrote Gold about tabletop gaming is it's because it's something that I love. I've got a deep love for it. I love playing. I don't have as much time as I used to play, so this is kind of an outlet for me, a substitute for playing. But it has helped us tremendously to have an audience to specifically target. I wrote it initially entirely for Dungeons and Dragons in hopes that I could get some kind of backing from Wizards of the Coast. And as I was reading more about this, my first production, as I was reading more about that, I started thinking that it was maybe best that I didn't rely on that kind of legal permission, as anybody who's more seasoned would have told me.
I'm gonna clock it with my mace +2. No, what did I say? Leave it alone.
It sees you raise your mace, and its fear of your holy symbol overwhelms its sense of self-preservation. Roll it.
19.
You bring your glowing mace arcing down into the unnatural creature's hideously terrifying face. Bone and cartilage splinter. The creature twitches and falls to the ground.
Booyah!
Oh, and have no illusions that if you see a character sheet in the show, David has filled it out completely, as if it's a real character.
A lot of the character sheets, to be fair, are actually my old character sheets. So there's lots of piles of paper with writing all over them that are actually the notes from gaming back, from when I started when I was like 12 through college. So
I was actually shocked by the level of geek that entered my home on shooting days.
It's awesome. I don't wish that I'd written the Guild. It probably wouldn't have been anywhere near as good as what Felicia did.
No.
But because you write what you know, and frankly, the theme of tabletop gaming being now a smaller cousin to what's its spawn, the MMOs, it adds a layer to our series. So I'm not disappointed at all that we chose to write about tabletop. I know a lot more about it, so it's better quality, and it lends an interesting layer to the series, I think, that we wouldn't have had otherwise. It's also mechanical,
The other gamers are as real as you
That's
are.
not what I mean. At a table, the game and the rules are fluid. A good GM can take things into consideration. A clever player can try something novel, Online, you can't do anything the designers didn't think of beforehand. Tabletop gaming is something that not everybody understands. Obviously, your audience is narrow for tabletop gaming if you don't explain it in a context that everybody can understand. And American cinema and television is full of sports movies and sports TV shows. We all understand the stakes of the big game, of the championship, of the athlete who gets injured and can't play anymore. The reality is when we're talking about football or basketball or whatever, we're talking about games. These are people who play games for a living, and yet when they're injured or when the championship is coming up, we understand the stakes, even though it's a game. And so tying tabletop gaming into those kind of universal themes of sports movies and sports television shows, Friday Night Lights and Hoosiers and Rudy and all of those movies that when you're flipping through the channels you can't stop watching. It let us have kind of a story touch point to hang the whole series on that people would understand, and it allowed us to do some really fun things with the series. It allows you to juxtapose the geeky thing with that thing that we all buy into, which is the drama of the big championship.
Yeah, I mean, you have one character in the beginning, he's like, I can't have sex with this girl because, I'm in training. And he plays tabletop gaming. I mean, that's what's so, I think, cool about the show, is that here are these people talking as if they're going to the Super Bowl.
Now let's get one thing straight. I'm team captain now. So no more coddling. No more soft stage, multi-progressive training. We here in this room were world-class athletes, representing America for 3 years now. And what do we have to show for it? silver medals? Silver. That's horseshit. We're gold, gentlemen. Gold. And you don't get gold by worrying about easing into your training. And you don't get gold by worrying about if my character's gonna die. You get gold by fighting for your character to live.
It's not meant to be funny, but then it comes across as a little bit funny, and so.
Well, I mean, it's meant to be funny.
Well,
not by the character.
No, the big championship.
We wrote it to be funny, right? It's a comedy.
Well, you wrote it to be. I don't know if it's funny though. There's no.
It's like it's not us.
We need like a studio audience.
We get a laugh track in this. Is
yes.
that possible?
Is it possible?
Not be accurately measured by conventional means.
We know, Paul.